Good evening and a very warm welcome to She, where we talk about issues affecting women and we also get to pat ourselves on the back in the areas where we are getting it right. Why not? My name is Lily and karibuni sana. And before I continue, please send your feedback to our WhatsApp line 0786316316. And remember, right, in case you've missed this or any other past episode of She, you can catch it on YouTube. Today we are talking about breaking stereotypes, breaking the bias. What are some of the stereotypes that women face at their places of work or even in the society that hold us back, and how are we able to break the bias? With me in studio, I've got some amazing women who are doing things in male-dominated industries, and it's not been easy. I think I can say that quite liberally. It's not been easy, but they are going to be telling us about their experience. To my immediate left, I've got Damaris Tor. She is an entrepreneur, philanthropist, international speaker, life coach, social entrepreneur, international award winner, and she's also a politician. Karibu sana.
Asante sana.
And to my immediate right, I've got Lucy Dirango. She is a stage costumes athlete. She's a fitness trainer and a level 1 sports nutritionist. Karibu sana.
Thank you.
Na unaniko umekuja kutu stress.
Not really.
Eat your veggies, Okay. Mimi, thank you so much for coming. She's Mimi Sigilai. You are in the fintech industry. You're a digital currency expert, and we are going to be talking more about that. Please tell us in very simple language what it is exactly that you do, because I know it's quite technical.
In my industry, we always say, I'm always a student, I'm always learning. I could be an expert right now, but there's so much in the fintech industry that you keep learning about every single day. So I'm always a student as well.
Yeah.
I am a cryptocurrency and Forex or FX educator / trainer, trader, investor, and pretty much vendor.
Amazing. And I also feel like the more you know, the more you know you don't know.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
so you are an expert. All right, Lucy, karibu sana. Umekuja uko ready. We go to the gym. Tell us about your work. What exactly do you do?
I'm a trainer. That's professionally. That's something I've come to study after campus. What I studied campus was IT. I'm a tech head. Which I don't use. I say she doesn't use her use.
That is East and
West.
West.
And then we're coming into fitness was as a result of health issues. And then I came in as a coach under Eval Health and Fitness, Evelyn Okinye. And from her, I've grown into an athlete. I'm a bikini competitor. I'm a bodybuilder. Yeah. We are more than just coaches. We have to be listeners. We have to be advisors. We have to be sisters.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just have to be there for people.
Yeah. Wow. I have so many questions on that. Damaris.
Hi, thanks, Lily.
I'm so excited to get to you because you've got like 1, 2, 3, 4. Your list is like so many balls in the air.
I guess those are very many big titles, but yes, I'm a mother of 2, but in a mother of many in terms of being a philanthropist. We run a foundation called Rahab Foundation. We've been running it for the last 16 years.
Wow.
And it started with my mom. We were rehabilitating young girls from prostitution in the streets. Something that started way back in the time of Jesus, but it was real and it's out there. So the girls are under 17. And it's been working well, and that's where the philanthropist bit comes in, because we just get you from the streets, give you a home, a safe landing, home, a safe house, of where we're telling you, okay, what you're doing in the street is not the correct thing. Take you to school, finish. We have a few girls who finished campus by God's grace, and they're doing amazing things outside there. And in terms of business, I've been running an events company for many years and social media management. We've managed to get there because of skill. And people used to think events management, you just wake up and do it. No, we go into school to do it. Okay. You go to school and learn how to even plan a funeral. And we've got into a space where COVID taught us so much that you can plan a funeral today and plan tomorrow and plan the day after. So we became very good experts, and referrals really helped us. But then when we got there, I guess, as you said, we were not getting satisfied in being this male-dominated area. We decided, I come from a political family. I was born into politics. I drank water from politics.
Okay.
I watched people do politics. I didn't know anything else. And it was just a political family.
Okay.
So when time came, I decided, why not? Why don't we just do this? So I ended up being a politician by default, not that I wanted initially.
Oh, okay.
It's that, as they say, wherever your circumstances, the surrounding that you have will influence so much about how you are being brought up. So the fact that I was just brought up in this family that politics was the food, politics was the water, politics was the day of life, I ended up being a politician.
Ah.
Yeah.
You've given us a rough idea of how you got into politics, but what was it really like? What are some of the challenges you faced?
Trust me, the first thing, when first is you've decided you want to register a political party, you look back and you have 84 parties, and there are only 2 people who have a political party who are women. That is Charity Gilo and Martha Karua.
What?
The rest 82
They're
are
men.
male. And you ask yourself, what is it that you're going to bring differently that these 2 haven't done? And it's a space that you're entering that is not a joke. And in politics, there's no female leader, there's no male leader, it's leader. And this is a space where you come in and nobody's willing to first come and support you. One, because they already have their own political parties and affiliations, and they're looking at you and asking you, what is it that you'll bring me that is different? And somebody tells you, if you don't give me money, I'm not even becoming an official. So you really have to have people who believe in you, who believe in that baby thing.
Yeah.
So we launched the party. We go for registration process and recruitment process. Oh my God, it wasn't easy. Can you imagine is you'll find a party leader is a male, and the deputy and the SG are all male. So you can't even have a room where you can say, okay, there's a window of 3% of women where you have a female, female, male, female, male, female. We haven't had the 2/3 gender yet. I mean, the time of 2/3 gender, everybody disappeared. I think they went to so the bill wasn't passed. So it's becoming very hard, and it's sad that even as a woman, when they like the ones who come to the party now because they want to identify with a woman, they're saying, when I'm going to the ground, I'm the only woman vying in this position. Yeah. So you really have to work. It's become so hard because you have to have 10 times extra hard than when it is a man.
Yeah.
Even to just sit and negotiate at the table, the first thing they see you,
they've already blanked you out.
Yes.
Yeah,
They've already seen
gender.
a woman. Let's just start with that.
Yeah.
They've seen a woman.
Ni mwanamke. Even drivers, if you get into a situation, they always ask,
ni mwanamke.
Ni mwanamke.
Hata juu kuendesha ni mwanamke.
Ni mwanamke.
Yes. So even in politics, it's the same thing. It's becoming hard because first is even before they start negotiating. Do you know, for me, it was even hard. They asked, is she married?
So is it better or worse if you're married?
I think it's a bit better when you're married.
Okay.
At least there's a man, there's the respect they kind of give you. And that's why you see some of the leaders, without mentioning names, had to get married.
Let me cut you short. So I'll come back because that's a whole other conversation there.
Yeah.
I want to go into this fitness bodybuilding world. How was it for you when you got in? What's the ratio like in terms of men versus women in that industry?
It's like 1 to 10. Like, for example, if I take for instance, smart gyms. We are like 2 female trainers on a total of 23 trainers. So that means 21 men among the two female trainers. Yeah. And then there's this notion that goes around, women are not as good as men. So even when they see you having more clients, there's an envy looming everywhere in the air. How is she doing it? Why is she signing up clients? Or why is she succeeding as a body? There's always that envy looming because there's actually one guy last year said a contest was coming up and the prize money for men was 5 times more than the prize money for women. Wow. And we raised an issue, like we came up and we even created a group where we argued how we do extra work than them. How are they making 5 times more than we make? We invest more as women. And someone had the guts to say, I call it the audacity to say, but you are in a world that is not your world. Yes, it's that bad. It's that bad for female athletes. I remember commenting and telling them, even in the era of Akina, Arnold Schwarzenegger, the people who invented bodybuilding, they were women. So I don't expect someone in our current generation to say we are trying to take space in a space that is not ours.
Yes.
because that is the challenge you're still fighting even today,
So-
from all those years ago.
Yeah, it's so bad. So did they? I'm interested in that contest, buddy. So did they bring it up, or how did that go?
The men had to go down. No, it came from 5-1 to 3-1.
So the
They
men were still making more.
Yeah, they were still making more, but at least someone in the organizing committee had to say, we have to at least shut them. So let's just, it's more like creating just a facade so that you can stop raising all these issues. So raise the money a bit, not to equity, raise them a bit so that they stop making all this noise. Because we had even threatened to boycott the competition. And trust me, spectators come to see the ladies. So if the ladies boycott the contest, it means they won't be, the spectators' number goes down.
You've raised another issue. I'm going to come back to it, and it's the issue of sexualization of women. But let me go to Mimi. How was it for you? Did you study for fintech, or did you get into it later?
So yes, I come from that background. In my class, actually, I probably was the only. We were 2 girls out of 11. We were 2 girls, so probably the same statistics. But in the industry, by and large, I would give it 3% for women, and then the 97 for the men. Yes, by and large. So money per se was something for men. It was men who are supposed to have the money. It is men who are supposed to control the money. Even the women who make that little money that they're making, they take it to the men to still control it. Yes. So there is a lot of stereotype when it comes to women handling and making decisions, especially about multiplying and making money. Yes. Of course, with fintech right now, that is blocked out because, I mean, a lot of what we do is on the internet. So there's really no man or woman. No one really knows who it is. But based on the experience of training and the feedback we get from students, women are more patient and more gentle with teaching people. So you see, men don't, I'm not saying not all men are not patient, but men don't have that aspect of she has not understood something, or she has not understood why we are investing in this, or multiplying here, or dividing here, or portioning into those ratios. So when it comes to such soft, gentle skills, as women, we surpass by far, and that is still not recognized. When it comes to things like opportunities, even just being paid for the jobs that you have, you find that you're in the same panel doing the exact same job, but as a woman, you're earning half of what the male factors are earning. And that is where we really have to work on bringing equality, purely because, I mean, why am I doing the exact same job as you? We have the exact same skill. Probably I have much more gentle, softer skills than you, but you are being paid twice. Because there's very few men, there's a lot of sexualization. Over and above that, they would be like, oh, it's only because she's beautiful. It's only because she has a nice figure.
She slept around.
She's probably, she probably, the boss is the sponsor or something. Forgetting completely that it's your brains that brought you to the table. It's what you're bringing to the table that actually really matters.
Thank you so much for that. We are already going to the break, and when we come back, we are going to be talking about how marriage impacts your role in a male-dominated field, and sexualization of women in male-dominated fields, and how we are going to rise above it. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Tomorrow on Historia, Tamaduni na Sanaa.
I'm inspired by the day-to-day life, lots of nature and lots of people.
Also part of the show, from stone carvings and drawings, we explore capturing moments and creating memories.
Capturing moments and memory, it's literally the one thing that people are doing consistently on a daily life.
That's on Hitasa, tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. on Family TV.
Welcome back. This is She, and today we are talking about breaking stereotypes, the stereotypes that hold women back, and what can we do to rise above those stereotypes. I've got Damaris Tor, she's an entrepreneur and a politician, and I've got Lucy Dirango, she is a stage costumes athlete, a bodybuilding trainer, and I've got Mimi Sigilai, an expert in the digital currency industry, that is fintech. And just before we left, we were talking about, how being married was, afadhali, at least she's married. She's a woman, but at least she's married.
Yeah.
And maybe that adds some value to your work as a politician.
Yeah, politics is a bit different.
Yeah.
In other sectors, in other industry, you don't need to be married. You can still rise very high, and being a single woman and still rise. Politics is a bit different. Politics is about leadership. We've been made to believe right from time immemorial that family unit is male, female, and father, mother, children. And this also applies to the male, because I remember when my brother was vying, was like, what are you telling us? You haven't even gotten a wife. Who's going to cook for us tea? And he quickly had to rush. Same thing to women politics. And we've seen in the recent past a few leaders who've gone past the age of getting married. Like, for example, maybe they got divorced or they got separated and they had to quickly remarry, because the society is very demanding in terms of you have to get married. If you're going to lead us, then it shows we would like to see how you will lead your husband.
Family.
No, forget family, because family is children involved. That means how you lead your husband, and how you lead his friends. It's that bad. So it wasn't a very easy thing, because in my head I was like, what if I was separated? Yeah. Does it still mean that I don't have the leadership skills? No. Then they will also criticize that bit and say, if she could not hold her marriage, then how will she hold the society? So it's becoming a bit very hard in terms of the ladies who are not married. Yeah. And do they have the leadership skills? Yes. Do they have heads, brains? Yes. Do they have the financial capacity? Yes. They might not have financial, but can they lead? You'll find in corporate, they've led a bank successfully to get all the profits they've gotten. But they cannot believe that the same lady who has led a bank to wherever it is can come and lead the nation and still deliver the same way they have delivered. I remember we went for a function in Eldoret. There's one of the MPs who when they said he has to introduce me, and they said as who? They said, okay, fine, one, she's a party leader. That means you're a member of parliament. She says, no. Ati huyu mwanamke ndio tuna introduce. You know that word? So by protocol, there was no choice. He had to do it. Yeah. So the thing is, they don't look at you. They don't look at your title. They don't look at respecting you as a party leader or as even a senator or something. They look at you as a woman. And sadly, it's what we are trying to now work as a politics. It's a political, and the goodness is now we've been identified. In fact, everywhere we go, ile chama ya mama. And I'm grateful, because they say, when they say chama or mama, it means you won't have a choice than to listen to us. Yeah. You will not have a choice than to have us in your table.
Right. Thank you for that. I want to go to Lucy, and of course your work is very physical, and something you had said that the viewers come to see the women, but the men are getting more money than the women who are being viewed. What are your thoughts about just the sexualizing women? Is it something that we can use to our own advantage, I dare say, or is it something that you feel must change and it will be better if it changes?
It's something I feel should change, and it's going to take a while before it actually changes, because the fact that we still have people in this century who believe we are in their industry, we are trespassers in their world, and we don't deserve being there. So it makes the fight even hard, because now, instead of educating people who don't understand the sport, we have to fight people who are in it, people who are the sport. Yes. It's like a fellow male bodybuilder telling me I don't look good in muscle. If a bodybuilder says that, what do you expect of a person who don't understand a woman with muscle, of who have never seen a woman with muscle? It becomes even worse. So we are fighting in the house before we go fight outside the house. And also the idea of, I say I want to make my physique into a work of art. So when I stand on that stage, in a costume, which is a bikini, by the way, they forget the men wear the same thing on stage.
Exactly. The men also just wear...
It's how women are nude, but it's okay for men to wear the same costume.
Yeah.
You see?
So a good mentality.
So I want them to see a bodybuilder, not a nude woman. Just that they see a male bodybuilder, not a nude man.
Yeah.
So, I feel like me and the few athletes, we are just a handful. We are very few female competing females. We have a lot of work because we are like trailblazers of a fight that has barely begun. And it's even hard because we are fighting men, women, coaches, old people.
Yeah.
For old people, sometimes I go easy on them. I say they're not used to the whole thing. But when a fellow coach who is male tells me, you don't look good in muscle, that's not how a woman should look like. I start imagining, what of someone who's never seen muscle? What of the woman out there who doesn't know bodybuilding exists?
Yeah.
Then my fight becomes bigger because I have to fight this person who I expect to understand who I am before I go teach the person who doesn't understand that we exist. Because someone reached out to me and told me, I didn't know there were female bodybuilders in Kenya. Like, people don't know we even exist.
I didn't.
People don't even know we exist.
That's why you're here.
So
To create awareness.
And now that's the hard part, because the people who should be helping us create the awareness are fighting us.
Yeah.
So we have men who are supposed to be proud of us. There are a few, where we have a few who are pushing for more female athletes in the sport. But you can imagine the majority don't want to see us there, or don't feel like we look the right way. Because I remember coming from, after last year's season, I took a 4 weeks break from training and from following any good eating habits. So when I came back, someone told me, now you look like a woman. And it's just hit
That
me.
is not good.
Yes, now you look like, now you have the ideal body. Yes, you are in shape, you still look athletic, but at least you have some fat on you. At
Some
least
fat.
you look feminine.
Oh gosh.
I don't remember losing my femininity when I was in, like, right now I'm in season, just a couple of days to a competition.
Yeah.
And to someone else, I am not the ideal look of a woman. And when that comes,
That's a
and that's why I
stereotype.
told you, the people you see even doing plastic surgery and all those things, we are mostly pushed by the other gender into wanting to look how they, because they have a perspective of how a woman should look, how a woman should be, how a woman should do. That's why I'm always in my training, wherever I'm working, I'm usually in gym gear. No break. Right now I'm done training, but there's that standard set by people of what you should be.
Yeah.
They are denying us room of what we want to be
look like.
and what we want to look like.
And what we were created to be.
And
Yeah.
they are taking, they are forcibly taking the right of choice from most women. There are a few of us who are fighting, saying we're gonna be whatever we want to be, no matter what you say. But majority fall into that trap of people expecting them to look the way they want you to look like.
Yeah.
So that's what we in the industry, and I know like the industry of politics, which I am actually so scared of, is like you have to, when we come out as aggressive, but you're not aggressive, you're just asserting something, like we want to be led,
Yeah.
we want to have a voice, we want to take up space. No, we are not taking your space, we are creating our space.
Yeah.
You will still
Yeah.
be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Thank you so much. We've got to wind up, and I guess, Mimi, you will have the last word. How have you broken out of that, the danger of being sexualized or sexually harassed because you're in a male-dominated field, and they probably see you like a toy or something to play with, oh, cute,
Just
oh,
a Barbie doll.
yes, yeah.
For me, I come from the point where in my industry, I'm able to take advantage of that, because every single time there's a table to sit on, they need balance, gender balance, yes. So for me, really, it has not directly affected me on the negative end. It has actually affected me on the positive end, and that's why I want to empower as many women as possible to come to the table, because these opportunities are there, and men normally ask, okay, we want women to work with, but where are they? the mindset also has really worked for me to avoid that feeling depressed and sad that these men are taking over us. Purely because in my mind, I have told myself, if I'm able to do exactly what these other men are doing, I'll do it, and I'll do it to my perfection best.
Yeah.
So yes, also just standing up for yourself here and there in between. Sometimes there's one or two who feel like you're rubbish and you don't belong here,
Yes.
but you actually stand up to them and tell them, why don't I belong here? And you ask them, what are you bringing to the table that I'm not able to bring? So just being, respecting yourself also, and asserting to them that I know why I'm here, I know why I belong on this table, and also just feeding your mind with positive thoughts about yourselves. Yes, so the bias, it's a hard journey to go through,
Yes.
but in between all this, you could also take advantage and be like, okay, fine, I might be the only woman in this industry, so let me speak to a tribe of other women like me and empower them. Yes.
I love that. Thank you so much, ladies. It's been such an interesting and insightful conversation. What I hear all of us saying is, don't be apologetic and assert yourself and go for it and keep going for it and break those barriers. This has been She, and it's been such a pleasure. Remember to give us your feedback on 0786 316 316, and you can catch this episode and other past episodes on the Family Media YouTube page. Have a good night.